Welcome to the Fiorina Beauty Podcast, hosted by Patti Sparrow. Be prepared to hear stories of triumph, challenge, and overcoming. Along the way, you'll learn a few things too. But most importantly, you'll learn one thing. Say Bella, which means you are beautiful. Welcome to the Fiorina Beauty Podcast.
So welcome to the Fiorina Beauty Podcast. I'm sitting here with my beautiful daughter, Brianna.
Hello.
And I'm Patti. And we have some fun things to talk about today. First of all, we want to share with you why did we start this Fiorina Beauty Podcast. And we want to invite you to just kind of strap in a little bit because this Fiorina Beauty Podcast shocked us. It had us just in awe, right? Kind of sitting, and we did not know how powerful this Fiorina Beauty Podcast was going to be.
Right.
So, Brianna, kind of share, we both have a heart to help women. Mm-hmm. That's why we started Fiorina Beauty.
Right.
Through our trials and through our journeys. Mm-hmm. And so here we are with Fiorina Beauty, and here we are with the Fiorina Beauty Podcast. Mm-hmm. So kind of share, because that day, how, oh my gosh, we have followed women along their journeys of where they were at, what we called ground zero.
Right.
Probably not a terrific, romantic, eloquent word, but that's the raw truth, right? And we followed them from ground zero to, at this point, 60-day mark. Mm. So it was 30 days and then 60 days. Right. But that ground zero, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about, right, to share a little bit, like how vulnerable.
It's been amazing to see, and you step into something not really knowing where it's going to go. Right. And when it exceeds your expectations greatly, it's just game changer. Yeah. We had no idea what this product could do. And it wasn't just healing one ailment. It was so many things. And each lady had a different story.
Right.
Each person came with a powerful testimony of what a product has done in just 30, 60 days.
Right.
Imagine what we're going to be hearing later on down the road. Right. We're so excited to finally be able to launch this podcast and start spreading these stories out and to get more stories and to see where this evolves. It's been totally inspiring.
Right.
I personally have some very good friends of mine who have huge stories that we haven't even recorded some of them. And I'm personally excited to keep going on this journey just from getting little text messages here and there. And it's more than just a 2-minute testimonial video. Right. It's more than just a quick text message we receive. Right. That's really why the podcast is what it is.
Right.
Because it is a long episode. It is a raw story. It is a vulnerable moment. Mm-hmm. Us women struggle with things that really aren't voiced half the time.
Right.
Because men don't go through it, or everyone has a different story. So this is allowing women to just express what they go through just by being a woman.
Right.
And it's been incredible to see the things that they've struggled with, and just us stepping out in faith to bring a product to help these things, and just to see the magnitude of the stories coming back. We're so excited to share with you all what these women are saying and to keep going with this podcast, and hopefully continue to help women outside of just our friend circle and, all around the country and the world and wherever it may go.
Right. Absolutely. And I loved what you said, because honestly, I don't know if you remember this one in particular when she just got so raw and vulnerable with us.
Right.
I don't really even think I understood, and the magnitude of what a product that is just good stuff. Right? No junk, no artificial anything. No. Just give the body how God designed it, right?
In an intentional synergistic blend. Mm-hmm. It's more than just taking a couple pills here and there, looking into research. this is a very intentional blend. Right. And I think that's really why we're seeing such a massive difference in such a short period of time for people. Everyone's going to have a different story, but the stories we have heard are powerful.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was one of the things too, with you and I. We knew we loved to help people. We knew that.
Right.
And then we dialed it down to who do we want to help? Yeah. And we decided women.
Right.
Why? Because we can relate, obviously, we're women. And I think that had helped so much with our team, right?
Yeah.
Incredible team, formulators, R&D chemists. It's not us, right? We're not in our kitchen. And it was so helpful, I think, for our team too, for us to go and say, hey, we want to create for women.
Right.
We not only want to create a company for women, but we want to create products, an inner beauty nutritional line for women.
Yeah.
And just like marketing 101, when you have a target market, you know who you're targeting to.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I think that was the game changer too for us.
Oh, for sure. And I think this podcast is going to be a vessel to expound on helping women. We now have an outlet to not only support women, to hear their stories, to give them a space to vent, to cry, to laugh, whatever it may be. But at the same time, we can support other women through the podcast. And we don't even know the entire journey that God is going to have us on and through this. Right. But I do know that with the little that we have already recorded, we can see such a large vision and such a large potential for this podcast. And if it helps just 10 people, we'll feel like we've done something.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, we're going to probably have a podcast, but you just made me think of something. We'll have a podcast all about your journey in 2011.
Yes.
And that is a journey that that podcast, if I make it through without crying, will be incredible.
Yeah.
But Brianna, when that happened back in 2011, I remember, once you went back to college at A&M, you can give a little. I remember saying to myself, Lord, thank you, right? Aside from just your walking miracle and thanking the Lord, but I remember saying to the Lord, I can't go back to what I was doing. I need to do something of purpose, right? And I had stayed in this space. I've been in this space for decades of a health coach, health advisor by passion.
Yeah.
Never charged anyone because I just loved helping people because of my journey, right? As a child, just suffering with my health. But I remember saying to the Lord, now think about it, that was in 2011, right? I need to do something of purpose.
Right.
And we have been, I would say, floundering for me.
Searching
Is a little bit of a nicer word. What does that look like? Right? What is my purpose? What is my destiny that you have for me, God?
Yeah.
And so it's so deep in so many levels. And you made me just think of that when you said that. I thought, oh, wow.
Right.
Okay, producers, did you hear that? We got to go back to the studio and film that.
Yeah.
Because that was powerful. Give them a little sneak. I know I'm jumping ahead of myself, but I can't help it. Give them a little sneak of what else we have.
Well, she gave a little teaser that, Mom and I have powerful, you could call it traumatic, whatever you want, stories of maybe why we got here. And I wanted it to piggyback off of that and just mention that everything is in, God's timeline. And I think we've been fighting with God's timeline for so long.
Right.
And I've recently, went to a health professional where he just encouraged of, you're not out of God's timeline and you have not been disobedient in using that powerful light and that testimony.
Wow.
You're still within and God is not disappointed in you. And I think everything is an on time thing. And with the launch of Fiorina, after certain things that we've even gone through in the past few years, all of those things are on purpose. And it's going to make a difference in the women that we help and what we do with the ministry, what we do with the company, what we do with helping others. Those events are going to then shape how this podcast goes. Yeah. And I think that is really going to make it something different and special. It's not just women sharing their stories and their hurts and their pains. Mm-hmm. There's a larger picture to it based off of just the founders alone and their stories. So yes, I will share my story of when I was 19, I almost had a 0% chance to live, and I'm a walking miracle. We'll find other people's stories. We will continue to pour into the women, and we'll continue to have people come on and tell us how the product is changing their lives.
Right.
I mean, I brag to so many people just on a few stories that my friends have told me, because it's just powerful to be able to help those that you have loved and been friends with for so long.
Right.
And imagine getting to help strangers, down the line.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And, there's just so many facets to this, right? So many levels. I don't know if that's like the right word, but, you mentioned a few really key things is that there's directions that we don't even know where God's taking us.
No.
Right?
Right.
And we just know that we were obedient. Mm-hmm. We knew that we named the company. There's a lot of depth in that.
Right.
Right? Because life is a journey. Mm-hmm. But life is about relationships.
Yeah.
Right? Life is about family. Mm-hmm. Even if our family is a mess, as ours is, it's still about relationships.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we have so much vision that we want to do. And with women, like you said, it's not just going to be a podcast. There's a ministry.
Right.
But talk a little bit about our vision with just creating that other side of it and having events, live events, and maybe Zoom too. But there's nothing like giving someone a hug, right?
Oh, yeah.
Touching and getting together and praying and connecting, if you will.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in the events industry for, I don't even know, 15 years, who knows at this point. It's been my passion to do events, to be at live events. And I mean, obviously the past few years, live events were dead for a while. They're slowly coming back, but there is really nothing like it. I worked for an event company where we helped to put on virtual events, and it just wasn't the same. I used to travel around the world doing live events. So there's not really anything like a tangible event where you can all come together, learn more about the topics that interest you, connect with others, break out into small groups, whatever you want to do. Those events are going to be powerful, but they're just going to be fun. And I think we're excited to finally step into that space. I mean, Mom and I have done weddings together and things. We're no stranger to event planning, and it's definitely my passion and what I'm best at. And I've been out of the industry, unfortunately, for a bit. But excited to get back into it, excited to build that group of women that, can come and look forward to these events. So there are so many different levels that we're excited to explore. But for now, we want to bring this podcast to you. We want to let you hear about what other women struggle with that you probably are going to relate to. And then get an insight into how to combat that, and that you know that you're not alone. And that's the main goal of what we're launching out here first. And then, down the line, who knows?
That just gave me goosebumps. You're not alone. I think as women, we feel alone. I know I do. I'm always thinking, I'm the only one. I'm not the only one. I want more friends. And now there's a chance on this little thing that we're talking about, a little teaser, is, you might find your bestie. Right? Because when women come together, we unite. But are there many platforms for us to unite? No. We look on social media and we think she has a better life. She looks better. She's this, she's that. But honestly, she is feeling the same as we do.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
For sure.
Yeah. So there is going to be just the aspect, like you said, we might just have fun at one of the events.
Yeah.
No teaching.
Right.
No anything. Yeah. And you and I, we love swag stuff. And so, we like to create all that. And we have something very special that we'll be launching soon as well. Do you want to dance in there or?
No, just have to find out.
All right. They'll have to find out. So they're going to have to do what? They're going to have to tune into our podcast.
Yeah.
They're going to have to search us out, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because we also are going to be lifting women up that have their own businesses.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. Because we want to, as we said, we want to unite women.
Right.
Yeah. Because we have several programs. We have our brick and mortar wholesale program, right?
Right.
We've got ladies that are, whether they have, cryo places or yoga studios or whatever they have, wellness centers, what are they called? Physician assistants, all of that. We've got that aspect of it. And then we have these estheticians and massage people.
Hairstylists.
Saying, oh my gosh, hairstylists saying, I can't believe how great I feel.
Right.
I want to share this.
Right.
So we just have so much fun.
Yeah.
And we want to give you a peek into some of those powerful ladies.
Oh, yeah. We want to support them right back and return that favor. And this is a great outlet for that.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll be doing that on the podcast.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And then we'll be sharing, like you said, these lady stories. And listen, we didn't even know some of the things these ladies shared.
No.
It was amazing. We just said, hey, would you be willing to be a case study? Right?
Yeah. We had no idea what was going to happen. No. Even, the smallest little thing of looking at ground zero footage versus 30 days and 60 days, their skin was an amazing difference. That's something I even noticed as sitting back behind, not on camera, but everyone's coming in and I'm like, all your skin looks crazy amazing. What's on your, what are you doing? Nothing. They were doing nothing. And just seeing different tangible things that we didn't possibly think that was really gonna happen. We didn't know.
Yeah.
We knew that we have a very intentional synergistic herbal blend.
Right.
And herbs are powerful.
Right.
But we didn't know all the things.
Exactly. I remember that day specifically. You were behind the scenes with our producer, and I think it was the third person.
Yeah.
And we were freaking out over this particular person. And then I remember I was like, wait a minute. Do I have that glow? Yeah. It was so fun, but it was incredible.
Right.
Yeah, it was. And those are the type of things that the podcast is always going to have, these surprises. And what about our other gal that came on? We had no idea. We ended up doing our boost.
Yeah. Just based off of her story.
Yeah.
We created an entire product just off of her story.
Right.
And I think not only is that cool, but that shows our heart for women and for others, is that we have someone sit down and get extremely raw and vulnerable about something they're going through in their very personal life.
Right.
And we turn around and communicate with our team to get something put together for her.
I know.
It's amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's going to be a great episode.
And then also too, you and I initially, we weren't even taking the boost because we thought, well, we don't have husbands. We don't have, anything like that. So we don't need it. And then our team said, are you crazy?
Yeah, take
you
it
need
anyway.
Boost.
Of course.
You need boost because, boron is in there. It's incredible for bone, but he's like, that is incredible for blood sugar balance. Remember I called you, start taking.
Yeah.
And,
What I told you, I'm like, I'm just going to take it anyway and see what happens.
Okay, I didn't remember that.
Why not, right?
Yeah.
But at least get on it. And so we're excited. These are not going to be our only two products that we're featuring. We have a whole vision in mind, and this is just going to go on the journey with us. So you can get that more personal, in-depth experience. I know people want to be able to buy products from people and companies they can trust.
Right.
You don't know what you can trust these days. All these, some of these supplements come out and then they get bought out by a big company and people don't know what to trust. Right. And I think that the podcast is going to give you an inside look into us as founders and who you're purchasing from.
Right.
And that's huge in itself. Yeah. And we want to be able to create that trust and give that value, all while helping you learn more about you as a woman and how you can better yourself and your health.
Yeah. And I love what you said. We want to leave a legacy.
Right.
And so because you're my daughter, right? Because we have 30 years apart from each other, that legacy will carry out. And that is extremely exciting.
Yeah.
And incredible blessing. And I'm just so glad we're doing this journey together.
Yeah, it's going to be so fun. Love you.
And you're amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. So, hey, what are we going to say to these ladies? Go look, find us. Find the Fiorina Beauty Podcast. Now, we already have ladies that keep coming to us. Do you have it for men? Do you have it for men? My husband, we had one lady that her husband was drinking it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I don't think he wants to do that. So, men, you're welcome to join us. Because, by the way, another sneak little teaser, we will do some things for men as well. We will. Yeah. We already have colors. We got you covered. But you got to start somewhere. And so we stepped out in faith. And, we started out with Fiorina Beauty for women. But, yeah, so we're just excited. So tune in.
Yes.
Find us, search us, subscribe, join us, because it's going to be a fun journey. And we are so excited for all of you ladies to join us.
Yeah, we cannot wait. Tune in, and we're excited to share this journey with you all.
And with that, say Bella.
Say Bella.
Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of the Fiorina Beauty Podcast. We hope you found inspiration and valuable insights to enhance your wellness journey. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like, comment, and share it with your friends.